Hello, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, I go through an honest journey about becoming a YouTuber, the good and the bad. Cue the intro. So this video is actually harder than it looks to create because it's almost my journey. It's my YouTube journey that I'm going to share with you. And I'm going to sort of talk about the things to do right and the things that people do wrong and sort of the reasons why you shouldn't go down the wrong path and you should go down the right path. And hopefully this will encourage some people to make videos and also make some other people think about the way they conduct themselves in the world of YouTube as well, because this is an awesome platform and it does, dreams can come true, but it's a lot of work, it takes a lot of time, and it's got to be something you really enjoy doing. But anyway, let's get started. Hi, I'm Helmet Head. I've created nearly 300 videos. I have over 2,000 subscribers, and I've been on YouTube for about 3 years. And I'm going to give you kind of my advice about YouTube, what YouTube's really like as a vlogger, and what you kind of have to do to go anywhere in the world of YouTube, but the good and the bad during the journey. So let's jump straight into this. Well, the journey, where do you start? Well, depending what you want to do on YouTube, depending what your niche is, because you kind of really need to have an idea of what you want your channel to be about. For me, it's motorcycles, it's fun, it's adventure, and it's story building up to the next adventure. And that's what I love. So once you've got your niche, what you've decided you want to make it about, so example, motorcycle vlogging, you need a camera, the right bit of kit. So for me, I would turn around and say, go and buy the latest, best camera that you can afford. For an example would be a GoPro Hero 9, as it's the latest camera out, it's forward and rear facing, and it's got all the anti-shake, and it's designed to be rugged to do the job. And go out and start filming. Now, after you've done a lot of videos, you'll go back and watch that first video and you'll be generally a little bit embarrassed because you'll be very robotic, you'll struggle to talk to camera, and it'll be very kind of like, I don't know, just not the best. And you'll be more worried about things like the way you look and is your bike clean and are you clean and all silly things like this. It will be like, honestly, you'll look back and you go, what was I doing? But you're starting, you're getting used to it. You're almost giving yourself a chance to give it a go. And then create more videos, even if it's on the same subject, slightly deeper, and keep experience growing, because the world of YouTube is experience growing. YouTube get a ridiculous amount of number of videos every minute uploaded to YouTube. The world of YouTube is extremely hard. Now, it's not going to be that you're going to create like 30 videos and become massive, because the reality of that is it doesn't work like that. We all sit there and go, we want a viral video because one viral video is going to change my entire world. It's like playing the lottery. You might get a viral video, but that could also damage your channel. So you want organic growth. And what I mean by organic growth is when you start releasing videos, people will find them. You've got to release them for people to find them. You need to concentrate on creating good thumbnails, good descriptions, and a good story. Make the video story. If you put a title up that isn't relevant to the story, people aren't going to like it, and they're not going to want to click on one of your videos or click that subscribe button. So you've got to really put your heart and soul into it, and put your time, your effort, make it hard. It's a hard work job. You've got to make sort of yourself really push through that time you spend on it. And you might spend an entire day, an entire week creating a video, and only a couple of people watch it. But the thing about YouTube is, keep creating, keep making videos, pick the thing that you're passionate about, because if you're not making videos about something you're passionate about, you're going to give up. So you've got to work really hard, and the passion's there because you enjoy it. Now for me, every time I make a video, every time I go on an adventure, for me it's like art, because at the end product I sit back and even I look at it and go, I really like that. I really enjoyed that. I can go back in another 6 months and rewatch that and go, God, I went and did that. And it's a piece of art because I have an idea. I have a story. Your video has to have a story. It has to know the direction it's going in. You're telling your audience that story. You're taking them with you on this adventure. And you're filming all these different scenes or shots depending on your filming style, and then you sit down at the end and you edit all together, and that vision in your head, that story, and it's like a storyboard, comes a reality, and you can sit back in that chair and go, I created that, I am proud of that. And that's the most important thing. You are proud of it, because when you put it out onto social media, you are Marmite. And if you don't know what Marmite is, it's like a spread people put on bread, and basically it's a love-or-hate kind of spread, like jam. Some people love it, some people hate it. Marmite's even worse. I absolutely detest Marmite. I just don't like it. It just tastes of yeast. Other people love it, and that's YouTube. Put your video out. Some people will love it. They'll want to follow you. They'll want to be part of your adventures. Other people will hate you. They don't like you. You're factually wrong. You're not perfect. You're not this. And then there is trolls that are people that are just out to put horrible things out because they've got nothing better in their lives to do. But you've got to be a little bit, thick-skinned and go, do you know what? That's fine. If they're rude to you, you can just delete the comment. But like I said, not everybody likes you. Some people will give you thumbs up. Some people will give you thumbs down. It's kind of the way YouTube is. But the most important thing of it is if you've watched it, you've enjoyed it, and you're happy with it, then that's what matters. And the more videos you create, the more people will get to see it. And those people that really like what you do, want to support you, like my subscribers, it's really nice because you build a community. Now, on the Helmet Head channel, we've got a thing called Patreon, where people help support the channel. And it's almost like going to another level to offer their help and their support. And it's exactly the same on the subscriber side of things. They hit that subscribe button because they want to see more of your content. You'll get the same people coming up on the chat because they're enjoying it. And it's like, for me, it's my Helmet Head community. It's just fantastic because if you put something up in the video, they're going to watch it and they're going to enjoy it. And that's really cool. So what I suggest is picking your niche, picking what you want to create videos about, what you want people to see. Now, when I say a niche, is because if you go and create a video about cheese, how amazing cheese is, what's your sort of favourite cheese? And then in your next video, you create a video that's about cats and funny cats. And then your next video, you decide to do a travel blog about travelling to an old house. And then your next video, you decide to release a song that you've sang. People are going to get very confused very quickly and probably go, well, I like that, but I don't like this. And it's not going to engage them. So my suggestion would be you pick your niche. So for me, as an example, is motorcycles. I love motorcycles. I literally adore them. This is my whole world, is going out and riding. I love it. So I want to talk about the don'ts, the things not to do, because an example of this is sub to sub, because people sub to try and get their numbers up. They try to fake it by going, if you sub to me, I'll sub to you. And the reality of that really is that you're not going to watch their content, they're not going to watch your content. And yeah, you might have the numbers, but the reality of it is that you're not actually going to get seen, and it's going to cause damage to your channel. And then the other side is commenting in someone else's post with a link to your video going, I made this video about a similar subject, or this is my channel, check it out. Because nobody will actually click on it, for a start, and secondly, it's rude to the person that spent all that time creating their content. Now, my suggestion would be is if there's somebody you like on the YouTube world, become part of their community, and then grow your channel and say to them, let's do something together. It would be really good if we could do something together. And hopefully they'll come back to you and say yes. And if they do, you get to work with that person. You get to make a video with that person. And if they don't respect that and say, okay, thanks, doesn't mean that you have to suddenly unsubscribe from their channel or get mardy or get upset. They might just be too busy. But that's the way to do it. Then instead of just going to them, oh, let's work together because I've been on YouTube for 5 minutes, or let's sub each other and let's do this, because you're just going to cause so much damage to your channel. It is unreal. The whole algorithm is extremely clever, and it knows when people are doing these kind of things because the numbers don't add up. So an example would be there is sites out there where you can buy subscribers and you can buy views. These are normally views that will tick a box, say, so something like 30 seconds that somebody's got to watch it for it to class as a view. But if everybody only watches it for 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and you've got a 20-minute content, YouTube are going to go, well, they're not engaging, they're not really watching it, so we're not going to recommend it. So again, you've just damaged your channel and wasted your money to have a number on a screen. So people might go, oh, they've got 1,000 views. Reality of it is, you've probably got 10. But nobody looks at it and goes, oh, because that's had 1,000 views, I'm going to watch it. They're interested in the title and the thumbnail and getting something from the content that they're watching. And that's kind of what you've got to do. You've got to create content, put the correct thumbnail up, the correct title, that when the person clicks on it, they're engaged in it and they want to watch it. And that's what you've got to create to be able to have your video seen for a decent amount of time, that then the algorithm like YouTube, etc., are going to go, that person is having their video watched for nearly 70% on their average. I'm going to recommend it to more people. They're watching it because it's a great thumbnail, it's a great title. I'm going to put it out to even more people. And then you're suddenly getting recommended all the time, and your channel is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that can take a long time to master. But the biggest point of it is if you're making videos that you're proud of, then you will grow, and you've got to keep hacking away at it. You've got to keep creating it. You've got to keep putting out this really good content, because that's what's going to make you shine above all the others. Faking your numbers, going onto things like Instagram and saying, let's get me to 500 subs or let's get me to 1,000 subs, it's just going to fill your account full of absolute false subscribers and subs to sub stuff, and they're not going to watch your content. It's going to cause more and more damage, and then you're just not going to grow in the world of YouTube. Okay, so a good way to grow your channel, in the right way of growing your channel. Now, you want to be seen and you're struggling to get, you know, say more than 50 views on a video, and you go, like, I really want to push it. Now, there's different ways of doing it. Now, you can pay for Google advertising and you can get your videos discovered that way, and it's expensive, but it's a way to do it. And then the other thing to do, and again, you've got to have the backbone to do it, is join groups, become part of communities like on Facebook and places like that, and share your content with them. Now, you've got to be thick-skinned enough to go, not everybody's going to like me sharing my content. Some people are just rude and horrible, and they're just going to tell you that they're not interested, or that you should do this and you should do that, let alone they haven't properly watched the video or get what they're talking about. But you've got to take that, but you'll get other people that will love it, that will discover you, and they'll also say to a friend, have you seen this? And that's the way to do it. So Facebook groups are a great example. Obviously, you can go on Instagram, you can take pictures, you can put links up, you can create Twitter accounts, you can put links up there, you can join Reddit, you can put links up there, you can join groups there and do the same thing. But you've got to have the backbone to say, if somebody's rude, they're just a plonker, and I really don't care. And push your content out that way. It's a good way of spreading your name, growing a community, and showing people what you can do. And then the idea of it is that eventually other people will start sharing your content on groups, because they want to say, I watch this person, this is really good. Someone might ask who to watch on YouTube, and they'll go, oh, I know somebody's really good, and you'll find that your content will be then being naturally shared and it'll be networked out. And that's an awesome feeling, because suddenly someone is sharing your content and you're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, that is just absolutely brilliant. But the way to start in the right way is to join communities, talking communities, become part of it, and then share what you've been doing, because people will want to watch and they'll discover you. It's a good way to grow, and it's a nice way to grow, and it's an organic way to grow. And when I say organic, that's the most important thing on YouTube. You're not paying for sort of fake, false subscribers, fake, false views, fake comments, fake thumbs up. What you're getting is real people interacting, watching your video, and then hopefully clicking on your next video and becoming part of your community that you're creating. And it's a nice feeling. Every single time I switch on my computer or I check my phone and I see I've gained another subscriber, or I've got a nice comment, it makes it all worth it. And you really like that. You really like seeing that new subscriber, that new comment, because your channel's organically growing. People are finding you and they're discovering you, or a friend of theirs is saying, I watch this person. And it is nice. Don't get me wrong, you'll go up, you'll go down. It is like this when it comes down to subscribers. It really is. I want to take the opportunity to talk about the ups and downs to do with numbers. So people get very fixated on the subscriber count and how big that they are. And the reality of YouTube is that people will come and go. Now, as somebody that's been doing it for a while, what you'll find is people will watch your content and they'll really like it, and they could be around for, say, 6 months, a year. And then because you have a format and how you make it, they might decide they're not watching YouTube at the minute. They might decide that they're actually a bit bored with your content and they'll go away. It's the way life works. Or they'll unsubscribe, or someone will subscribe for one certain video, you'll watch another video and they'll unsubscribe. And it's like a chart. It's like a bar chart that goes up and down, up and down, up and down. And what normally happens is you'll continue to grow, you'll lose a few, then you'll go a little bit bigger than the few that you lost, and you'll lose a few and you'll grow a little bit bigger. And you'll get some people that are going to stick with you for it all, that absolutely love what you do. But a lot of the time people do come and go. It's the joys of YouTube. So don't get upset when you see that your numbers have dropped down by 1 or 2, 5 or 10. Next time you put out a video, you'll more than likely go up by 10, 11, 12. And it's not too bad then. And you've got to remember that. It's keeping that faith that if I keep putting out the videos, I keep doing what I'm doing, I will naturally grow. And that's really nice. So don't worry, don't over panic about those figures. It's the same as every time you release a video. If you go into the analytics of YouTube, you obviously get the peak because you released a video. If you leave it roughly for more than 3 or 4 days, you'll get the downhill peak because most of your regular people have seen it and that's been pushed out to new people. And not as many of them are going to click as the people that have been watching you for a long time. And again, it's like a graft. It really, really is. But lots of YouTubers get so obsessed by the numbers. They're so obsessed about having 1,000 subscribers, and they're so obsessed with their video looking like they've got 2,000 views. They feel like they have to fake it, or they feel like that's what's most important. But the most important thing about being on YouTube is, again, creating that content that you're proud of, that you're happy to share, and it makes you happy that you made it, because that's what it's really about. And then everyone else that likes it is a big bonus. It really is. And it's not always about the numbers, it's about creating something that you enjoy. And your channel will grow because you're enjoying it. The people that watch you can see that you really enjoy what you do. And they're going to want to follow you because it's enjoyable. So you've grown a little bit now, you've got a bit of a community, people are starting to find you, and it's an absolutely awesome feeling. Now, another really cool thing and a good way to help your channel again is collabs. And what I mean by collab is collaborations with another channel. Now, the way to look at it is it's you are working with someone else and you're both going to benefit from it, and it could be in completely different ways. You could be quite a small channel, and by working with this bigger channel you're going to get more subscribers, more people are going to discover you. For the bigger channel, it could be you're working with a smaller channel. That means that you're going to have a fun, it's a new person on your channel, you're giving them advice or you're showing them something, and you could get so much from it. You can learn as a smaller channel to a bigger channel. You can see how they do things, you can see how they film. And again, as long as you're both getting something from it, it's absolutely awesome. And you know, an example for my channel would be I worked with some amazing people now, and you know, a great example again, an awesome YouTuber, a great guy, another hipster. He's come all the way down from where he lives to do videos with me. We've gone off and done some amazing stuff together. He's come on some of my trips, some of my adventures, my charity trips, and we've become friends. We've become good friends that work together, that every time we do a video, we don't just make a video, we have a giggle, we have a laugh, and we'll go and enjoy a beer, and you can get so much from that. You really, really can. And I'd recommend, you know, like going out your comfort zone, contacting a bigger YouTuber or someone around your sort of size that's doing similar stuff to you, and see if you can work together. Because again, their subscribers will get to see your content. That means that they might want to click and subscribe to you, and then you could get some new followers. You have a good time, you could do something again, you could start planning a few adventures with them in the future, and you can work as a team. But you have to be respectful of the other person. You have to be respectful that if obviously they say no, it's because they're too busy. You have to be respectful that if they're a bigger channel, that you're asking them a big ask, you're asking them to let their audience see you. So you've got to be respectful of that and do that in the right way. And if they have to give you like a date and time because they're busy, respect that. Don't expect it to be instant, and make sure that that YouTuber is somebody that you support, somebody that you like, that you watch, and you would love to do something with as well, because it's important that they know you and you know them, and together you're going to make something special. So now you're at the point where your channel's getting bigger. You've been monetized on YouTube. You're making a few quid. Not enough to pay for any of the stuff that you do, but you're making a few quid. And it's a nice feeling. Your channel is becoming established, something that people know. Somebody, you might even be recognized. It's quite a cool feeling to get to. Now, you've got to be quite careful in some ways, because you will meet lots of fantastic, genuine, really nice people along the way. And, you know, they generally love watching what you do. They want to be part of it. They want to come on adventures. And what I suggest is you do something like a subscribers meet, where you can get to meet these people, have a ride, have a beer, have a little bit of a giggle, because it's a good way to meet people, get a first impression. They get to see you, you get to film. It creates awesome content. You have an absolute blast. One of the things I'd say to be careful is you get asked quite a lot about, you know, how much they like your YouTube channel and can they meet you, and you'll go and say, okay, I'll go and meet them individually. Now, this is from experience, and then you'll sort of, you know, they'll absolutely love your channel, they'll talk about it, and it's fantastic, you have a great time, and then they'll sort of say, oh, I really want to do YouTube myself. And my advice to everybody always is, go and grab yourself a camera, go and do it. And then you kind of go out of your way, you think they're a really nice person, and you'll go, look, buy this pieces of kit, I've done some videos on it, here's some links, get the right stuff. They'll get the right stuff, what's absolutely awesome. And then they'll sort of say, oh, can you show me how to do it? And you'll go, yeah, do you know what, come along, we'll make a video together, I'll show you what you need to do. And you'll have a great laugh, and you'll make a video together again, and you'll set them off in their little YouTube world. They'll start coming along with some of the stuff that you're organising. Fantastic. But then people can be strange in life, things can happen, etc, etc, and people suffer from different problems, and then it can become quite the opposite side of things. That person can become quite jealous, because suddenly they're making videos and they want to be where you are, and they want to be there now, and they think that they're almost better than you already, because I don't know why, because they even do it. And then they'll get quite obsessive about everything that's going on, and they'll get angry if they're not invited on something that you're doing, and you're almost having to say to them, look, you're kind of crossing the line here, you need to step back, you need to kind of create your own content, your own kind of world, and we'll work together in the future. And then sort of they'll come along, say, on your adventure, and they'd pretend that you've organised it for them and it's their adventure, and they'll make contacts, and their jealousy continues to grow, because they generally seem to think that they're you, and they'll copy a few things that you do and the way that you act, and it gets a little bit strange, a little bit weird. So then they're starting to contact people like your subscribers, and then some of your subscribers will tell you about this, because obviously they're like, do you know this person's contacted me, and actually they're being quite rude, and you end up starting to having to apologise for this person, and then before you know it, you've had so many sort of little complaints that you have to go, they've crossed so many lines, and I've tried my best to explain things to them. I'm then going to have no choice but to hide them from my channel, because they're damaging you. It's like toxic, because they're so jealous that they almost get angry about it, and then they start saying horrible things. And again, they're one person in many people that watch you, so it's not the end of the world, but it's still a bit like, well, it's a shame, because you wanted to help them and you want them to succeed. And it's, you know, that is a shame. And then the problem is, because they've been part of what your YouTube world is, almost like they're then going around slagging you off. And it's a little bit of an insult, but you just feel sorry for them. And you have to make that brave decision to go, I'm going to cut this person completely off. And whatever they say, you've kind of just got to go, look, they've got problems, they've got issues, and unfortunately you have to apologise to the person and say they're nothing to do with me, and hopefully they will either go away, or, do you know what I mean, they will stop being so obsessed, because they'll find someone else to be obsessed over. But you've got to kind of bear that in mind, that not everybody out there is going to be that genuine person. So your channel's got even bigger, and you've kind of established, you know when to say no to people, you know when to arrange, you're collabing with people, you're really busy. It's an awesome feeling, it really is. And you've got lots of support, and you feel on top of the world. And then your next break kind of happens, you start being contacted by companies to send you free stuff and let you review stuff. And you've got to be careful with this as well, because everything's about making the right choices. So you can pick, if you so wanted to, right? You could just accept every offer that comes through the door. So an example of this would be, for me, I'm a motorcycle channel, so I want to create motorcycle content about bikes and build up towards things like that and adventures. Now, for me, I would happily accept anything to do with cameras, action camera, bike gear, any of that stuff. Main brands going to ride their bikes to review them, because it's all bike orientated, it's all about what I do on the channel. What I wouldn't accept, and this is something that's actually been offered to me, for instance, is a really cheap Chinese drone that doesn't have good reviews, isn't good at all, and they want to give it to me to review on my channel. and I know even if I use it, it's going to make a rubbish video. And another example would be for somebody offered me a toaster. We're going to give you a free toaster. Will you review it on your channel? And will you make positive reviews? And will you do this? And the answer is no, because it's nothing to do with my channel. And again, it will be going completely off the topics of the stuff that I do. And I ain't going to do it. So don't accept everything you're going to get offered, because you're going to get offered all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff as time goes on. Pick the correct ones, pick the right brands. And if there is something you're interested in, even a cheeky email, because if you don't ask, you don't get, and they might want to work with you as well. Just make sure you pick the right things for what you're trying to do, and don't be have the wall pulled over your eyes by somebody trying to send you something that's just absolutely terrible that you've agreed you're going to make a positive video on. So that's cool though. If you got to that point, well done, because it's an awesome feeling to get people contacting you to give you stuff for you to show on your channel. And it makes some really good content too. Well, there you go. And do you know what? Being on YouTube is absolutely fantastic. I do generally absolutely love it. I love making these videos. I love sharing my experiences, and I love showing my bonkers, crazy adventures. Now, if you want to say it in a posh way, don't forget to call yourself a video content creator, because it makes you sound posher like me. But anyway, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I genuinely hope that people have got something from it. I hope it helps people on their journeys, and I hope it kind of gives an insight into the good and the bad, what you need to do and how to do it in the right way. So hopefully it generally did help. I just want to say a massive thank you to my patrons. These guys are absolutely awesome. They really support this channel. They help this channel grow. A massive thank you to them. They get to see the videos first. They get to put their names in the comments first. They get to talk to us on Patreon, and they also get their names in the credits. A massive thank you to them. They are brilliant, and without them I couldn't keep creating videos as quickly as I do, and I really appreciate the support. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please hit that subscribe button, that bell button, so you don't miss out on another crazy helmet head adventure. It's absolutely bonkers, the stuff that we do. We have a right giggle and a right laugh along the way, and we'd like to welcome you to the community on this channel. It is awesome. If you hit that bell button, you won't miss out on another video as well. You can be there in the premieres, you can get to chat to us, and you can come along for the laugh. If you're interested in any of the camera equipment I use, any of the stuff that I use, including the helmet head shop with the merchandise, all the stuff is down in the description. There is links to everything that you could possibly want or possibly need, so go and check that out. Now of course, we live by 3 very important things on this channel, the most important things in life, and that's eat pie, ride motorcycles and be happy. I will see you in the next bonkers helmet head adventure. Bye bye for now, take care.